So before training camp started, you targeted physicality and technique as the focus areas. How are things in those two categories right now?
Yeah, I think a work in progress. We've made improvement in both those areas. Sometimes it's impossible to play with more physicality and move people the way we need to move them without better technique. And so those two things work hand in hand, and that's why we focused on them. But I think we've made improvement. I still think that there's some steps to go. And I always think that some of that just naturally comes by learning some tough lessons in the first 2 or 3 games. And you hate that every year. You try to coach against it, but it's just that way. You just don't really realize as a player sometimes how critical a small detail is until it costs you in the game.
Is there a little bit towards the end of the camp where you've been going up against the same defense for basically 3 weeks that maybe it gets a little flat and you kind of need someone new out there to show you where it needs work?
Yeah, I think so for sure. I think that's, football's a strange game, and in fact, it's one of the few games that you practice way more than you actually play, and so you have to love the process, the details, and love practicing and getting better on small things. But yeah, I think we're getting to that point in camp. This is always kind of that dead week. It's the week before you prepare for the game, and you kind of get those doldrums. But again, if you're going to be elite and be a great player, you push through all that. You understand that this is an opportunity to get better this week, and you only got one chance at it, and so that's our job as a coaching staff and our job as a team and players to understand the urgency that we need to prepare with.
And you've got Courtland Ford and Bobby competing for that left tackle spot.
Yeah.
How's that looking right now?
They've both done a really good job. They're just kind of neck and neck. They're just battling. One day I think one guy has a pretty good practice, the next day the next guy, and so they've just been really competing back and forth. And so that that may not get decided. Like I told them, I said they're going to decide it, and that may not get decided. Until sometime during the season. With their playing games. And heck, it may not get decided all year. They're both good players. They may both play all year, but it might get decided after the first game. I don't know. But once one guy clearly separates himself from the other, then we'll have a decision to make.
It seems like it's kind of part of Lincoln's message overall that winning a job for game one is not winning the job. Has that message kind of filtered through your room and kind of everyone else at this point?
Yeah, for sure. Same thing. We're trying to get better every week. If you think about the good teams that you watched over the years, it's like week 4, how much better were they in week 1? And week 8, how much better in week 4? And so on throughout the season. They improve the entire season. So we want guys that are going to be hungry to improve the entire year, not just go, oh, hey, I'm the starter week 1. I'm going to be the same guy in week 4 and week 8 I was in week 1. No, because if you are, the other teams are passing us, and we're not going to get to where we want to go in the season.
And I know you spotlighted Gino and Mason, I think Millick a little bit. How are you feeling about that second level and those depth pieces right now?
Yeah, we need more consistency for sure. Just on a daily basis, being the same guy you were yesterday.
Yeah.
But they're showing flashes. The good news is they're showing flashes of being that guy. We just got to make it consistent now.
Are you at a place right now where you're keeping the ones pure and the twos pure, or are those guys getting chances to kind of mix and match and get some time with the ones?
We're still mixing and matching, but as we get closer to the game week here, we'll probably get more and more to who we believe to be the 5 on the field, or 6 probably in our case on the field playing.
And just last one, so much has been made of how unique this roster is, and I know you guys have made efforts to come together as a team faster than you normally would. How does it feel now? You've coached a lot of years. How does this team feel relative to where you've been with other teams at this stage?
It feels good. I think this team still has to prove to themselves who they are, and there's only one way to do that, and that's against competition on game day.
Yeah.
That's what I'm excited about. But I think there's accountability. I think there's brotherhood. I think there's genuine love between the guys on this team, and so I think from a character standpoint and a brotherhood standpoint, I think we got things headed in the right direction.